This is Penny with Rose Moon Craft Studio, and today we're just going to make a couple of jewelry dangles. I'm going to start out showing you what I'm using. I'm using artistic wire in silver and 20 gauge. Okay, and I'm also using some head pins with a flat bottom. I think these are 2-inch head pins. Okay, and round nose pliers to make your loops for the dangles, and flush cutters to get in there. I like these because they have the sharp points there that you can really get in close. And then a pair of flat nose pliers, which you use for so many things I can't even tell you. Alright, so let's get started. We're going to take our round nose pliers and our piece of wire, and we're just going to take and we're going to, and I'm already out of frame, so let me get in closer here. So we're just taking and looping. Okay, and we're pushing that loop as far as we can till it meets the other this side of the wire, so they're touching. And then we're just going to take it and we're going to just pull ever so slightly towards ourselves to straighten it out a little bit. And so you've got a nice loop there. I'm going to do that one more time. And there, I'm pretty happy with that, but let me just go one step further and get that a little closer so they're really touching, so nothing slips out. So you want to keep that as close, as tight and as closed as you can. And don't be afraid to make adjustments. This wire is very, very forgiving. You don't have to worry about marring it up by making your adjustments. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. So then we're going to take a little silver, I call it a spacer bead. Okay, so that's going to be our first bead on there. I like the way it looks, just to have a small bead to anchor it. And then we're going to take an aqua crystal bead. I think this is 10 millimeter. I think it's a 10 millimeter bead. And then a bead cap, a silver bead cap. We're kind of sticking with silver just to keep it simple for this video. And then another little silver bead cap. Or, I'm sorry, little silver spacer bead. So you could stop right there. That would make a really pretty pair of earrings, something like that. But like I said, we're just making some of these for future projects. I like to make a bunch of dangles and just have them all ready. And so I don't, when I need one, I don't have to stop and make one. So I just make a whole dish of them. And so then we're going to come in with the flat nose pliers, and we're just going to take it and we're going to bend the wire. Okay, just like that. All right, and then bring back the round nose pliers. And actually, I'm going to show you, if you are making earrings, I keep banging into my cell phone strap. I should have taken that off. These are a pair of round nose pliers that have, you see the edge there, the inside, they have little grooves in them, so you can make your loops very consistently. I do like the way that the little notch, I love those loops, but for the purpose of this video, we're going to go down to the next notch, which is a little bit bigger, which will be easier for you to see. So then you just kind of take it and you put your round nose pliers right at the bend. I mean, you could put it down further, and I've done that before for a shorter wrap, but for today we're just going to leave it just like that and take the wire and bend it around, and then we're gonna kind of reposition. Okay, so we're trying to get a round loop. Okay, so that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. And since one side of this is flat, I'm just going to try and, what our goal is to take this wire and to wrap it down to that small bead there to secure everything. So I'm going to try it like this. There's so many different techniques that you can use. Mine is not the only way. There's many ways. There's neat wraps, there's messy wraps, there's truly real thick, like boho messy wraps. I tend to lean from neat to messy, and with this one, it's not perfectly neat, so we're gonna go for a little bit of a messy wrap. In the right conditions though, when I'm not recording, I can do a pretty decent neat wrap. Okay, so then we're going to take our nippers and we're just going to get in as close as we can and hang on to the tail. There's a little tail sticking out, and hang on that. Do not let your tails, please do not let your tails go flying through the air. They get on the floor, kids can get to them, pets can get to them, you can step on them. So always hang on them and secure them. And then you see this, there's a little part sticking out. I don't even know if you can see it, but you'll be able to feel it with your fingers, and then you just take your flat nose pliers and just go in and give it a tuck. There we go. Okay, so now you don't feel anything when you do that. So there's the first one. I think I want to straighten that out just a little bit. But there's the first one. There's the first one done. And we're going to do one more. This one I'm going to show you on a head pin. I'm not really a fan of head pins because I would rather invest my money in my favorite wire and make my own. But I mean, head pins are, I used to use those many years ago. There's nothing wrong with using them. It's just a preference. They come in all different sizes, all different colored metals, different bottoms. You can get like what I just showed you with a little loop on the end. These have this one has the flat end. You can get some with the little balls on the end. So it's another option. It's all about options. It's all about what makes you happy, what you want to do. So we're going to start this one with another silver spacer bead. And then we're going to use this crystal. It's like a lavender color, really pretty. And then the next one we're using is just a small pink. I bought a whole bunch of these. I think I got them from Amazon. Hundreds of them, and I just love them because they're very light pink, and they're crystal, and they're just so pretty. So that's what we're going to do with this one. We're not going to wire wrap this one. We're going to try and make a loop. Now, it's been a while since I've done that, so what I usually do is take the width of my finger, and of course, depending on the width of your finger, you will have to adjust. It's better to have it a little longer than too short. So I think that's good. Right about there. So we're going to hang on to the tail. Okay, we're going to set that to the side. Okay, so now we're just going to make a loop on this one. We're not going to wrap it. We're just going to make a loop. So I have it in the round nose pliers. I'm feeling, I don't feel it. You want to feel just a little bit to make sure you get a good grab on it. If it's too far down, it's going to slip out. But I think that's in a good position right now. And then we're just going to take it and we're going to roll away from us. And you can only go so far, so then you just go back, bring your pliers back like that, and just continue to roll. And you can feel when it touches the other side of the wire. Okay, so then you'll have a loop that looks like that. So we want to take that and we want to straighten it out. So put the pliers back in, and then just bring your pliers down to the bottom and bring them towards you just a little bit. Okay, so you see how they're, okay, so now they're flat. And let's take a look at it now. I think that needs to be done a little bit more. So bring it out. And that looks good. However, it needs to be closed more. The loop, I feel, needs to be closed more. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And don't be afraid to tweak your pieces. There's a lot of tweaking involved in this process. So once we do that, then we're going to have to bring it back a little bit more. And sometimes I do this, you know, a few times just to get it the way that I want it. Now, if I was to sit down and make a whole bunch of these at one time after the first couple, I'd be like boom, 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 spitting them out. There'd be no tweaking. Everything would just be done perfectly. Okay, I think we almost got this one here. But when you just make one or two here and there, you're going to have to go in and tweak. And that loop, I think that loop looks good. So that one's done. So those are two different styles that you can use to make your dangles. And there's many more than that. Those are just a couple to get you started. And I've been making just a few, like one or two here and there when I would sit at my beading table. Different sizes, some with different colored metals, like this one here is rose gold, 20 gauge wire. Some with the bead caps and some without. Like I said, all different sizes. There's some with pearls in there that came out really pretty. Sparkle bead one, that one turned out really pretty too. But I think they all look really pretty. I'm very happy with them. And thank you for joining me in this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye.